we're waiting.
What happened to Ted Knight's eyes? That is a trip.
I know. Damn, he was good.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was.
Give me a hug.
How about a hug?
How about a hug, Scott?
The following
here comes the
content
disclaimer.
contains adult language and humor that is not suitable for viewers under the age of 18. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. Cash, you gotta leave. The views and opinions expressed during the following
Gosh,
video
the light
content
is
are
so
those
bright,
of the
the
individual
yellow
and may
and
not
the
reflect
white.
those of
I'm
others.
blinded.
Thank you.
Ooh.
Baron Orman Tagge, Cash Money 007, PACIFIC414 are here to bring you all the pop culture and entertainment news, rumor, opinion, discussion, watch parties, reviews, reactions on PACIFIC414 Pop Talk.
Oh yeah, no pressure. No pressure at all.
Oh, come on.
Welcome,
This is the easiest
one
gig in
and
the
all.
world. Do you believe this guy? Do you believe this guy? He feels like he's under pressure because he's here on Pop Talk. The easiest show to be a
Under
part of in the
pressure.
world.
Bum ba-dum bum bum bum. Under pressure.
Under pressure.
Bum ba-dum bum
And
bum bum.
and now Barrett's channeling his inner David Bowie.
That's right.
Good evening
Our
and
Freddie.
welcome one and oh
Freddie,
yeah, true. Good evening and welcome one and all to this edition of PACIFIC414 Pop Talk, along with Cash Money 007, Baron Orman Tagge. I am your host Mike, and tonight we have a few articles to talk about. Of course, one of the major stories that we are going to be talking about is the Writers Guild of America coming to an agreement with the AMPTP on a new deal.
Aw.
Now, here's my
Disappointed.
question to everybody, whether you're on YouTube or Rumble, is that going to give us better quality writing? Something tells me I think not.
In fact,
I'm
quite the
not
opposite.
sure. I'm really not. We'll see what happens, but I don't think having high hopes is a good thing, personally.
High hopes.
High
Cash
hopes.
has no high hopes.
That's
He's
right.
got his AI all ready to have his studio now.
Another story we will be talking about while we're on YouTube and Rumble is the fact that everybody knows the Screen Actors Guild is still on strike. And now they have authorized video games to go on strike. We'll get into more detail with that when we talk about an article from comicbook.com. And another story we are going to talk about during this edition of Pop Talk comes from Comic Book News. Now, it came out last week, but I only saw it yesterday. And there's some images that have been released of the new -1, the new Godzilla film coming out in December. And of course, when we do make our shift over to Rumble, we do have a couple articles we will talk about on Rumble. So for those of you over on YouTube, when we make that shift to Rumble, come join us.
Because you know, YouTube can't handle the truth.
No, they'll censor us.
Mm-hmm.
They'll censor us for speaking the truth.
Yes, they will.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you heard me, YouTube. You censor content creators. If you don't like something that they say, you'll censor it. You'll come up with some reason to terminate their channel.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We are the banned books of videos. Honestly. I mean, I mean, there is no such thing as banned books. That's the most, and I love that people are coming out more and more encountering that, because there is no banned books. They're just books that we're not going to have in this area. So, but you can still go to Amazon. You can still go to a Barnes and Noble. You can still go to eBay, and you can still get these books. They're not banned. It's just you don't like the fact that certain books can't get in the hands of a targeted audience. I'll leave it there because we are on YouTube. That's more
targeted audience.
YouTube. We'll get into more detail on that when we go over to Rumble.
Yeah.
That's just a taste of what you'll hear from us over there, folks. So.
Yep. So
I can say certain things over there I can't say here.
True, because you're not scrutinized.
Right. Exactly.
People still might not agree with what we have to say, but guess what? That's why we have a discourse.
That's right.
Right. I mean, I don't care.
Nope.
And I do want to say hello to the Padawannabe, who not only on YouTube but is also on Rumble. That's right. He's here. He's there. He's everywhere, folks.
Oh,
thanks to the internet.
He has twice the pain. He couldn't handle just one of the pain. He had to have twice the pain. He had to go out there because yeah. I mean, he wants to be on both, so he gets it doubly so. Doubly so, because
I don't want my pain taken away. I need my pain.
He needs his pain twice. Yep.
Twice.
That's right. And also at the moment we have Stephen Ransom. Good to see you, Stephen. Always nice to see you, brother.
Yep.
So what's he being ransomed for?
I don't know. Maybe cash money.
And
does he?
And does he have Stockholm syndrome? I mean,
Stockholm syndrome.
I do.
Nah.
Admiral.
Wales here.
Listen to this guy coming in here, Mr. Washington, who takes his Tesla, drives down to Starbucks, and and all that, and he's just wanting to just push buttons over here. Have you ever seen an orc in a Tesla? Trust me, you will around here.
Crit, you've been around Phil McCracken too long, calling us the Three Stooges.
Seriously.
Right.
Well, guess what? If we're the Three Stooges, I am Mo.
Hey, Mo.
And Barrett, you're Larry, and Cash, you're Curly.
That's fine.
I thought it was more Curly.
Or you can be Shimp, or you can be Shimp.
I'll be Shimp. Yeah.
I don't remember Shimp very well.
Well, the thing is Shimp actually had more.
Fine. You're out.
Yeah, because Shimp actually had.
He doesn't remember Shimp. Yeah. He had more episodes than Curly.
Yeah. Yeah, he was on there. Then he left. Curly came in. Curly had a stroke, and then Shemp came back, and then they went and got Curly Goldrita.
Where's my clip of help? I'm being oppressed. Do we still have that clip?
We still have that clip. I didn't get rid of it.
Help! I'm being repressed.
Being repressed, excuse me, and oppressed too. Well, most people seem to be oppressed, or they think they are. Funny.
Come back for the next episode.
You weren't actually kicked off the channel yet, Baron. It was I was kicked off this time. That's crazy, man.
It's been a few episodes since I've kicked anybody off.
I'm behaving actually for once. I don't know what's wrong with me.
And Polly Boy is Joe Besser. Oh gosh, I would even wish that on my worst enemy.
He was the worst of. I think he was the one that actually had in his contract that he couldn't get hit.
Yeah, he did.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, then why did you take the gig if you can't get hit? That's part of the Three Stooges stick.
That is some serious entitlement right there.
Yep.
Wow.
But they still had him come on. Granted, it was towards the end of the Stooges when he was. I don't even know how long he was a Stooge, but. And here I am. I know all this stuff about the Stooges. I'm not a big Stooge fan.
I mean, they're funny, but
hey,
I said, Oh, you heard that,
What
Mike?
what are you talking about? You're not a
Uh-oh.
Stooges fan. Fine.
No. You didn't listen to me. I'm not that big.
Oh no, he
of
doesn't
a
get a
Stooge
second
fan.
chance, Mike.
No,
I got
no.
removed.
No. The
No, that's
key
replay.
part of
That was
that
the
is
replay.
you may have said I'm not that big of a Stooges fan, but you put the words together. You're not a Stooges fan. Well,
Oh,
there
man.
you go. There
Yeah.
you go. There
Help!
you
Help! I'm being repressed.
Cash has been kicked out. Bear's now been kicked out. The only one that can kick me out is Bear.
Yeah, Baron can, yeah.
What happened? Whoa! Hi, everybody.
Where's the
Asshole.
No, you didn't do it right. This is what you need to do.
You really are a fat bastard.
That's what you need to do.
We'll see when Paul wants to actually watch that movie. He's watched the first one, so you got to watch 2 and 3s now. So. Yeah.
Which ones?
And I do want to say hello to
Austin.
Wolverine. Good to see
Austin
you, Wolverine.
Powers.
Yeah,
Oh,
Austin
Austin
Powers.
Powers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah.
You just
Yeah,
played the
baby.
Okay.
Well, I'm sorry. We were all over the place already.
Certainly.
Wow.
That's
Certainly.
all right.
Yeah,
That's
we
all right.
were.
We can be all over the place. We're having fun.
Yeah,
That's the
we are.
important thing.
Stay off my keyboard.
That wise guy, I'll moralize him.
Yeah, I made it known. I'm more of a Laurel and Hardy fan. I love those guys.
That's cool.
Laurel Hardy. Come on. Really?
What's
And
wrong with?
No.
Hello to Killy Chow. Roll Tide, Killy Chow.
Sorry.
What's wrong? They're
Crit,
not
you
the
don't get
Stooges. That's
that-
what's wrong.
What?
That name is for other people, not for you, Crit. Sorry, Critty boy. No, just what he typed in.
This is what Cash is referring to.
Yeah.
He's
She's been calling me
CryptoCoin.
that
He
for a
can- which
long
was-
time. No, I'm not crypto coin either. I have never used crypto.
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
he says.
you-
So he
you-
says.
I haven't used it.
Yeah.
Right.
Cash Money can put
right,
his
right.
change in my piggy bank any day. Cash Money can put his change in my piggy bank any day.
Goodness.
There we go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you know what? I think I'm gonna go ahead and say it now. Why we're having so much fun right now.
All right.
Yeah.
It's because after tomorrow's stream of the Messenger on the Rumble, the Kick, the Twitch, and the YouTubes, I will be taking the next few days off and won't be coming back until Sunday, October 8th at 1 p.m. when we welcome the Comic Relief Crusader
Oh, the hell
to
you
Pop
say?
Talk. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. That's right.
What
Uh-oh,
happens
is that
away, mighty?
No, Bear. No, Bear. No.
For some
no.
reason, next Wednesday.
No.
I know.
Down, boy. Bear. No.
I know he
Bear,
keeps.
Bear.
I know he keeps the keys. I know he keeps the keys to the ship above the visor, the sun visor.
Bad, Baron. Bad boy. Down. There won't be any video content after I post my out of theater reaction review for the Expendables 4 on Saturday.
Oh, Expendable 4.
Yes.
So what we'll do, Cash? What we'll do, Cash, is have no video and just do it audio.
Nope. There will be no unauthorized
Pre-recorded and
streams.
uploaded.
There will be no unauthorized streams or videos during that time.
It's gotta be unauthorized. We're pirates.
That's
We have
right.
to ask permission. We're pirates.
There. I know you love to raise this flag
Yes.
when I'm away.
It's a good flag.
However,
Yeah.
however, Mr. Orman Tagge, from the 29th to October 7th,
Arr.
there will be absolutely nothing on either Pacific
Boo.
414 channel. Not on
Boo.
Rumble, not on YouTube, not on
Boo.
Kick, not on Twitch. And why? Just so
Well,
I
I
don't
know
get
what we'll
burned out.
do, Baron.
Just so I don't get burned out.
What we're gonna do, Baron, it'll just be the two of us. We'll pre-record, and then we won't put it up until Mike comes back. Ah, see? Yeah.
You know what? That might be a fun thing to do. Come back and then you guys do. Well, this is what we were talking about when Mike decided to take his little vacation.
You want it? We could do that,
Yeah.
Baron. Actually, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
You know what? Yeah, you know what? Well, or we could have a stream. I mean, he's not doing it Sunday. We could do the Sunday stream.
That's true.
Ooh,
The Phantom Hooligan.
It's true.
I pop in the chat as a troll. I could pop in the chat as a troll.
You could.
No,
Because-
you can't do that. You
Let's
can't do that because you're taking a break.
But maybe you want to.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not going to stop by his streams. I'm just saying I'm not going to be doing my own streams.
Like
taking a break
David
from that for a
Letterman.
week. That was pretty good, Cash.
Thanks. Oh man, the stream has gone off the rails again. It's good times.
We're having
Yeah,
fun.
it doesn't take much.
Yeah, we always do. Yeah, we could, or we could do something. We could do something totally different. Who knows?
Yeah.
That's up to you guys.
Something that's actually entertaining. Yeah.
Whoa. Oh, okay, fine.
Mm-hmm.
And Crit says the Expendables board retirement in action. You know what, Crit? That's your opinion. I want to just go see a mindless, stupid.
He just wants to see a mindless thing. He doesn't care if the dialogu's good. He doesn't care about it. He just feels.
I don't care about the dialogue or
there'll be something there.
I
Just
want to sit there in the theater and enjoy some mindless action. That's the
Got
reason
an
why.
issue? Here's a tissue.
This
Careful,
new one doesn't
careful,
have
Barrett.
Arnie in it, though, does it?
I don't know. Let me pull up the IMDb and look at the cast list.
No,
I don't want to.
It's funny now because this one, Megan Fox is in there. She seems to be making a comeback, I guess, lately. I don't know what's going on with her.
Megan
She's-
Fox.
Isn't he? Yeah.
I'm
he's
sorry.
doing a
Every
pretty good
picture
job, isn't he?
I see of Megan Fox anymore, it looks like she's gone way overboard on.
Well,
the
what they
plastic
did to
surgery.
her in Mortal Kombat 1 is just like when they put Ronda Rousey as Sonya. You're like, no, why are we doing this?
Does she still look like she's strung out on heroin?
No, I don't know if she's ever done drugs. Maybe she did. I really
No, but I'm not accusing her of doing it. She just looked it. That's all.
Well, she's not as crazy as Brittany recently. Brittany's making some weird video.
She's
Like
been
Brittany,
making weird
aren't you-
videos.
I guess
where
so.
She's dancing around
this is
and
the first one I had saw.
doing all
and I
sorts
was
of
like,
stuff. Her
what?
most recent one is she's dancing around with
She's
what
like,
she's
those
saying
knives
is
are
fake
fake.
knives,
And I'm
but
like, they made that clanking sound. I have to agree. I don't know about that.
Didn't she do the old grab the peanut butter thing with her dog, or look like she did?
I don't know.
I saw a picture of her on the ground and the dog, and it's like, oh, that don't look good.
It was the first weird video I've seen from Brittany in a long time, and I was like, aren't you free now? Like, shouldn't you be okay?
she's trying to stay relevant. She's trying to stay relevant.
that guy is ridiculous.
Yeah, but that video went viral in the early
did.
days of YouTube.
Yeah. Well, we didn't know about the whole situation with her father, but now she should just be really relaxed and stuff. If this is the way she relaxes, I don't know. It's weird,
No.
man.
Oh my God, no. No, he's not in it. Oh, come on.
No,
How could you not have him in it? Come on. No,
It was just
I
a
don't see him on the
cameo.
list. Come on.
Oh,
Look, I'll show you guys.
Oops.
show us the pain.
Is he there?
You
Yeah.
got 50 Cents,
Oh,
Megan Fox.
He's in there, yeah.
Hey, at least they got Dolph. They got Dolph at least.
Yeah, they got Dolph.
Yeah, Dolph's in that new Old Spice commercial. I don't know if you've seen it.
Andy Garcia,
No, I
has he
haven't
been in all these? 50 Cent. Has
No.
Andy Garcia been in all these? Is the first
No,
time?
50's new. 50's new. Andy Garcia's new.
Yeah.
Of course,
Out.
Stradheim, whatever you pronounce his name,
Fitty-
in
Yeah,
Sylvester.
Fitty makes a lot of
World.
sense, though. It's funny as he does.
Randy Couture.
Lucy,
I never watched
Lucy
Jennifer's
Liu.
Body, Jet Sparks. I've never watched that. I've thought about it, but well, maybe a clip. or two,
Jennifer's
that's about
Body.
it. Yeah, that was a movie. Yeah,
No,
that
it
was
sounds
the
weird.
thing.
Oh! Here I thought it was like
Horror movie. It's a
Mr.
horror
Skin. No, like a Mr. Skin thing or
No.
something like that.
Yeah, Mr. Skin. No.
You know what? There's a lot of these names of people I really don't know. Oat Jenner.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't
ACDC fan.
Igor.
Yeah.
You know, I hardly know.
Go out of here.
So
A lot of these people
Arnold.
don't know who they are.
Bikini Girl. Nightclub biker.
Ooh,
Great character.
there we go. Oh, Bikini Girl anytime. As long as she fills it out right. That's all I say.
Yeah.
So, but Arnold was in the first few. Is that right? The first
All three.
two or something. All
The
three.
first three.
Okay.
I mean,
Right. And Bruce Willis
what the hell?
Bruce Willis.
You
Yeah.
don't have the guy with the fist in his chin. Chuck Norris. Come on. How can
Right.
you
Yeah,
not
you gotta
know
have
it?
Chuck Norris.
Yeah, where's
Man.
Chuck?
Chuck's had a good career,
let's see.
though. I would say. Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah, and then they replaced
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
yeah, Jean-Claude Van Damme, yeah.
Is this the first
I
time
mean,
Statham
where
has
are
been in one of these? No, Statham.
No,
No, he's been all of them.
Okay.
All of them. He's kind of like the partner. He's like the partner to Sylvester Stallone in this.
It's so
in
weird
these
that
movies.
Megan Fox is in this. I don't know. It just seems just
Ra-
ridiculous. Yeah.
Ronda Rowdy or whatever. She's not in this.
Ronda Rousey. Yeah. Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, she was in these before. Why don't she should? You know, they should have gotten Gina Carano.
Well, they can't because
I know Sylvester.
Mhm.
Oh no,
mean,
Gina
Sylvester-
Carano brought up history. Ah!
Right, exactly. She kept doing it, and we didn't like it. Yeah, it's funny.
And you have Dolph Lundgren, who's got more degrees than Bill Nye. So
Bill Nye, the lying science guy. You hear that, YouTube? Yeah, shut up.
I say science fraud, but yeah, it works. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's not
How dare you trust Bill
Right.
Nye the Science?
good. Does YouTube have
Believe Bill Nye the Science, Barrett. Believe.
Look, it was fine that he was doing science projects, but the fact that you find out the man doesn't really have a science degree when he's talking about this stuff is just like, dude, whatever. You can do what you want, but
Right. Well, you know, the thing is, I never liked his show anyways. I like Beekman's World better. That was more fun.
That's true, Chris. That's true. But Chuck
And
Norris
hello,
is still a good
Chris.
actor. Yeah. Hello.
Oh yeah. Well, no, Christopher Lee's a big badass. If you start
he was a
finding out
badass.
about-
The guy did like a metal Christmas album like 2 years before he died or something. It's crazy, dude.
Well, yeah,
That
but he was
was
also he's
kinda-
he's also a killer. I mean, in the war and all that, he was like OSS type.
That's crazy.
He was the one that told Peter Jackson tried to tell him what the sound of a knife is going into a person, and Christopher Lee turned out, no, this is how it sounds.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Well, I don't have just the soundbite itself, but I am going to go ahead and play this.
Over that.
Peter Jackson got it wrong. Peter Jackson got it wrong.
Oh, Peter Jackson. Oh, I thought you were talking about Jet Sparks. It's like, what did Jet Sparks?
Yeah,
do?
you had to.
You had the comment up. It's like, oh, what did Just
Yep.
Sparks do now?
Yes.
Sorry about that, Jet. I didn't mean to assume. But oh yeah, you got it. Oh yeah, I mean, you start looking into a little bit of the history of Sir Christopher Lee, and that man. I wish I could have had a chance to talk to him.
Yeah, me
Oh,
too.
just
What
a
a
fascinating,
legend.
fascinating man.
What a great makes great villains. You know, just
Even
his,
great good guys
yep.
when need be.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and get into the first article here, because I know that's one of the reasons why Crit's here.
25 minutes in.
What?
Oh, Chris, here for the articles?
You got to have a good warm up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're like the Playboy of YouTube. I mean, no one reads the articles. No one cares about the articles. It's just all the entertainment stuff.
So we have this article from Cosmic Book News. Yes, I know someone's going to say, it's from last week, Mike. I don't care. I saw it. I want to talk about it today.
That's from Cosmic Book News. That's from Cosmic Book News, Mike. They're hacks. What are you reading them for?
No, they got. I
know,
noticed they
I
didn't
know.
put out an article like that one that Bounty the Comics did.
Yeah.
Recently.
Oh, okay.
Nope, they did not.
Oh, what did
didn't
what
see
the Bounty do?
They got Jeff F. Trent got a little crazy, but we've already talked about.
Oh,
it
he did.
Before. Yeah.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
Was I there?
Yeah, it's all right. You don't have to agree with these media sites all the time. I mean,
I don't.
Screen
No.
Rant is certainly one of the worst.
Yeah.
They're usually good to mock, but Bounty the Comics I don't usually mock sometimes, but it's rare.
Yeah, they
Screen
deserve
Rant,
it. I like Trent.
Screen Rant deserves it. Yeah.
Oh, Screen Rant. Fuck them. Fuck them.
Yeah, they're
Just
pretty awful.
fuck them.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Trent, but yeah, I mean, sometimes Trent can, not, again, you respect the people doesn't mean you always agree with them. So
exactly.
I'd like to talk to him sometime. Get John Trent on the show. Talk to him. It's like, well, why do you do this shit for, man? Why do you get my blood boiling? No. Okay, I'm sorry, Crit. We need to get to the story. My apologies, Crit. Last thing I need is an orca driving up in a Tesla, drinking Starbucks, getting some revenge on me.
Like, this article from Cosmic Book News, which was posted last week, and it's by Patrick Scanlon. It says Godzilla -1 unleashes explosive images. Will the devastated people be able to survive, let alone fight back? Godzilla's like, I'm gonna take down your city and all your resources, and you guys are fucked. Because I'm Godzilla, bitch.
I'm looking for an orca. I'm looking for an orca. Arrgh.
Toho's upcoming Godzilla -1. You'll find him. Godzilla -1 flick unleashes a batch of explosive new images featuring the King of Monsters. The film will be released in Japan as well as the US, and yes, I want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
It's also learned the trailer has been viewed a whopping 10 million times. Check out the super cool pics and watch the trailer below. Go ahead, Baron.
Which we unfortunately can't. But it's not going to be as good as the Matthew Broderick.
Oh,
film.
yeah,
That was the best ever.
We'd have to stop it every 10 seconds or something, right? To talk about it, I guess. So we miss out the trailer.
Yeah, it's
ridiculous.
Yeah. Which is
notice how I've been showing too many trailers lately.
We can just show it on Rumble.
It's getting.
Can we just show it on Rumble?
Yeah.
Just show it on Rumble then.
I will still sit back and say that's the stupidest thing. Allow us to play the trailers. We're giving you free freaking advertising. Yes. This is free. You don't have to pay a cent for this. Let us do your work for you. We're the idiots because we're doing it for free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are. And
we're
it's just
getting
the
nothing out of
Godzilla.
it.
Nope. Exactly. The Godzilla -1 trailer has been watched over 10 million times between the Japanese and English versions. Yeah, that's my sorry, Godzilla. That's Godzilla on a bad day. He had too much Taco Bell.
With a cough.
he had too much Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great if he actually did cough. I love that. There's an old Godzilla out there with a big walker and he farts and flames comes out his ass, takes out Tokyo. That'd be great. I should do a Godzilla film, damn it.
He's there for his early bird special.
That's right.
What is Godzilla minus one about? Written and directed by Takashi Yamazaki and featuring music by Naoki Sato. Godzilla minus one will see post-war Japan face new fear in the form of Godzilla.
Hmm.
The first new Toho Godzilla film since 2016's Shin Godzilla. Godzilla minus one stars. Okay, I gotta skip these names because I'm not gonna be able to pronounce any of them. No
Hey,
offense.
Brandon, the anime guy, where the hell are you? We need you. Get in here.
No offense to Brandon, but even he struggles.
Yeah, these are hard. Those are hard names to pronounce. So.
Oh,
yeah, I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna try.
Who knows if the writer actually even can of the article can pronounce those names? It's tough. Yeah, but
it's funnier listening to him try to say these names. He's like, "You're the anime guy."
In post-war Japan, a new terror rises. Godzilla. Will the devastated people be able to survive, let alone fight back? Teases the video description. The all-new Godzilla feature debuts November 3rd, 2023 in Japan before arriving in the United States on December 1st nationwide. Yeah, you better believe I'm going to go on to my movie theater breathing fire, causing destruction with my popcorn. And
of course.
I'm just glad they're not releasing it December 7th.
Well, I know
Yeah.
Crit obviously is going to see this. He's our biggest Godzilla fan in our group, so
yeah. He'll be driving up that theater in his Tesla. Yeah, they are.
This will probably be better than 2014. Was it the last one that came out? No. Godzilla.
No, Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah, that's the last one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm thinking this looks pretty good so far, just by the special effects.
It's
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's what happens to Cash.
There we go.
When he doesn't get his scale. Starts tearing buildings down.
Why would I want to eat kale? Because I live in California.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Tofu wrapped in kale. That's you. We know that. Come on. Quit trying to bullshit us. We know that.
Kale. Today
And Sparta Chris says, if I recall, this is a continuation of the remake that came out a couple of years ago.
I mean, these images are pretty cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
I refuse to see a Godzilla film until they bring back Rodan.
So
it looks like he beefed up a little bit there.
Well, yeah, he's definitely had his leg day. He's definitely been working on his upper body strength, and maybe he called Arnold and said, "I need some tips."
Arnold.
Okay, here's what you gotta do, Godzilla. You gotta eat a lot of protein. Come on, you can do it.
Does that mean he's gonna do a scream with a German or Austrian accent?
Well, does that Arnold do it all the time? He yells.
Well,
every time Arnold yells, he does it with a German Austrian accent.
Yeah, Arnold's gone a bit nuts lately. I wish he would be.
I know. Yeah.
Wish he would calm down a bit.
Well, he married into the Kennedys. What do you expect?
He also caused some of his own problems. But yeah, we can watch the trailer on Rumble if you guys want to.
Yeah. I'll keep the window up and.
Yep.
Yeah, just a little teaser.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, wait.
Does that get you?
Wait, if we go see it, that means we got to read. We got to read subtitles. Man, I don't want to go to the movies to have to read.
Yeah, well, it's a.
Oh man!
So my question is,
I'm joking.
Does that get your little flippers hard there? Does that get your flippers hard there, Crit? Huh? Seeing all this?
Does that make you a happy orca?
Mhm.
Are you jumping out of the water? Are you a happy orca?
Yes. Yes.
Now, I'm assuming they've gone full CGI now with Godzilla.
I would think so.
By these images, I would believe that to be true.
Which is
Unless
fine.
that's
If it
Arnold
looks,
in there.
the CGI can be cool. It's just, as we know, if it's too much, then it can be a big problem. But it can look cool. I
it just
mean,
seems kind of
yeah,
loses its
even
charm a
fight
little bit,
sequences.
knowing that there was a guy
Yeah, it
there.
does. Yeah, no, it does. The fact that there was like no CGI in something like Oppenheimer is still amazing to me. Just absolutely incredible.
Yeah, and Oppenheimer's done very well at the theaters.
Yes, yes, it has.
Oppenheimer is only the prequel to Godzilla. You know that.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
So, guys, what do you think?
I don't know. I might see it
It
sometime.
looks interesting.
Not the biggest Godzilla
Looks
fan, but it's
interesting.
pretty cool. Yeah. The image, I like
Well,
that image right there, the one you scroll up. Yeah. That one's cool.
Well,
but
that's
the
a
one
classic
before it-
with them with having some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Mhm.
That's a classic image of Godzilla. You know?
Right.
Just don't talk with your mouth full.
But that one right there is cool. Yeah, I like those.
Mhm.
I mean, he looks
Nah,
mean,
it
he
has
looks
nothing.
menacing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it has nothing on the Broderick one. Broderick one's good. I'm sure it's still good before. The best Godzilla film ever made.
Barrett's making it worth it today.
Oh man.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Oh, it escalated the moment we went live. We're doing it live.
Hey, Godzilla laid eggs in Madison Square Garden. Come on, sequel right there.
Even the Japanese say no. That wasn't Godzilla. The Americans think it was,
No,
but it wasn't.
It's
No.
it's that.
well,
It's a
the
mess.
American Godzilla
That was
fans
the
don't
only.
call it. They call
That might have been the only thing that might have felt like something of Godzilla, but not really. That movie was a mess, unfortunately, and I don't know.
it was.
Yeah,
In fact,
it
what
was
is
a
it? They call it Zilla, not Godzilla. They call it Zilla. They don't even. You know, it's like yeah. It's kind of a.
It's like, oh, let's check this out. You're like, this movie doesn't really go anywhere that you care about. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll make sure to keep the browser up for this story, and this way we can watch the trailer over on Rumble. And it's another reason to follow us over to Rumble, folks.
Yep.
When that time comes.
Well, plus we show videos of topless girls jumping up and down. So you really want to go to Rumble.
Barrett, why are you lying to the audience? Well, look at him. He's trying to play that innocent routine.
He's trying to start up the
He's
man
wearing
show
a red
again.
shirt. He's not
trying
innocent. He's wearing a red shirt.
He's trying to start up the man show again. He's going to ask Jimmy Kimmel and Adam
No,
Carolla.
he's going to ask Adam Carolla to come back. He's not going to ask Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
No, but I mean,
yeah, Adam Carolla. You need to have Adam Carolla. He's cool.
I would love to go on Jimmy's show and like, you did the man show, you did this. What do you think? Are you upset that you did those things? Are you upset now? Because nobody. Are you upset what you started out on K-Rock over here on the radio show? I mean, dude, it's just supposed to be comedy. Are you upset about that? It's just so weird. It's whatever.
Oh, and there are. What do we got here? Oh,
no.
This is
doesn't mean that the movies and shows are going to be any good.
We don't know.
I mean, they weren't good.
Not
before.
A lot of them.
What makes you think they're going to be capable of writing good shows or movies after?
I mean,
oh yeah, and of course, serious on the note. If you take a look on that most popular on there, and serious on that, talk about sad David McCallum. Oh
yeah. I do want to talk about that, even though I don't have it in the description. I did want to talk about that, so we will definitely talk about it after this. But Another thing I'm looking here at the article is why do you need 4 people to write one article? Why? Why?
I don't know. I guess some people have to edit it, but don't they just need one editor and then the one person writes? I don't know.
Editor in
That's
chief.
what an editor.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
the editor doesn't get byline.
No, that's true.
It's like your stupid
It's
demand
like-
that they have so many writers
Mhm.
hired a season for.
But are they like
It's
putting
like-
the
and- and-
editors in this too? Is that why this is by because they edited it? It's weird though. It should just be maybe 2 people.
No,
then,
usually the editors
Yeah.
are left out.
Right. That's what I would
Yeah.
think. So why
Yeah,
4
usually you got a
people?
story.
Okay.
Yeah, usually
Yeah,
it's 1 or
4
2 people. It's like
Yeah.
Clark and Lois. Even Jimmy
So
didn't get anything because he was just a photographer. And Barry
Mhm.
White, he never, he was the editor. He got the big page.
Yeah. It's true.
And
Mhm.
a headline here says deal WGA and PTP reach historic contract agreement to end 146-day writer's strike. This deal is exceptional. Right.
We'll see.
This was
Mhm.
posted on the 24th. It's by Cynthia Littleton, Kate Arthur, Matt Donnelly, Gene Mattis. The guy down the street, the guy working the bar, the cop downtown, the nurse in the hospital. It's written by Jimmy, the electrician.
All right.
Baron Orman Tagge.
Baron
Yeah.
Orman Tagge, PACIFIC414. Cash Money wanted to write it, but they were told no because they knew that we would say, "Why the hell are they back?"
Yeah, they would
Too many
have
people.
cash, but it'd be too much of this.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Dude,
They
none
didn't
of
want
let's
that.
be honest, none of us would want to work for Variety because we'd be like, this article we're writing.
I don't want to
is-
work in
is fucking
Hollywood.
Stupid. I don't want to work. A lot of stuff that's going on, even the entertainment industry. Like there was a time I wanted to be a beta tester. Now, maybe there's some company out there, but
Maybe.
maybe.
Now he's just a beta male.
No.
Hollywood heaves a sigh of relief. The WGA and major studios and streamers have reached a tentative agreement on a new 3-year contract. Ooh, 3 years. Ooh,
3 years, yeah, of course. Not
That
10 years, not
promises-
15 years, not 20, but yeah, 3 years.
Mm-mm.
That promises to end the 146-day strike that has taken a heavy toll across the content industry. Not here on YouTube. We've been at it.
Mm-mm.
We've been going, and we don't write no stinking scripts.
No,
Well,
not
some of us
usually.
do, but that's the
Sometimes.
point. We're not united.
That's right.
Cash is a script. He's an AI script. People don't know
I'm a
that.
script,
Cash isn't a real
yeah.
person.
Right,
He's
I'm
an
not a real
AI.
person.
Yeah,
I'm an AI, yes.
he's a top secret AI that they've been
Yes.
working with. He's the threat to these writers.
Mhm.
Negotiators
Look
for
how
the
realistic he is. Almost
Yes.
realistic.
negotiators for the Writers Guild of America and Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers reached the finish line Sunday after 5 consecutive days of negotiations. Ooh, pat yourself on the
Oh.
back. 5 consecutive days.
Oh, yeah. Yay. Exactly.
Day 4 on Saturday mostly involved lawyers for the Guild and AMPTP hashing out the fine print of language around the complicated and groundbreaking additions to the WGA's minimum basic agreement. The nitty gritty details of language around the use of generative AI and content production was one of the last items that the sides worked on before closing the pact. Well, even so, you guys still won't be able to write shit that we want to watch.
Mm.
We can say with great pride that the deal is exceptional, with meaningful gains and protections for writers in every sector of the membership. The WGA's negotiating committee wrote in an email sent to members at 7:10 p.m. Pacific time. Full text below. I don't really care.
Is that
Strike
Pacific
itself.
414?
Yeah.
The Pacific 414 time is Eastern time. Even though the channel's called Pacific 414, yes, my roots start off in the West Coast. I'm on the East Coast now. The strike itself will still be enforced through the Guild's contract approval and ratification process, but picketing has been suspended as of Sunday night. Guild leaders are expected to vote on Tuesday, so yesterday, on whether to formally lift the strike order against the AMPTP seniorities.
Oh.
And it says, to be clear, no one is to return to work until specifically authorized by the Guild. We are still on strike until then. The message to members stated. Details of the contract agreement won't be released until the final language is completed over the coming days. WGA leadership expects to vote on Tuesday on the final pact. First, the negotiating committee will vote on whether to recommend that the deal go to a vote of the board of the WGA West and Council of WGA East. Assuming both of those votes approve the pact, the contract will be sent out for ratification by WGA's 11,000 members. And not a one of them can write a good, cohesive story anymore.
Well, they don't care about the fundamentals that were always important. That's the problem. And so they hire these people. They care more about activism than actually writing good stories, a lot of them. Some of them do care, but I think those people are drowned out by the other people that just don't care. And will they
Remember,
care
they're good
now?
for
I don't
people.
know. Yeah, right. Will they care now with this AI scare? I'd hope so, but who knows?
You would think so, but not
I don't know.
necessarily.
We'll see.
Though we are eager to share the details of what has been achieved with excuse me, with you, we cannot do that until the last I is dotted, the message to members stated. To do so would complicate our ability to finish the job. Whatever. So, as you have been patient with us before, we ask you to be patient again one last time. After nearly 5 months on strike, the work stoppage began May 2nd. It's highly likely to pass muster with members, especially with the enthusiastic endorsement of WGA leaders. As momentum built this week, negotiators began to look at the approach of the Yom Kippur holiday on Sunday as a soft target deadline. The Guild made a point of crediting the power it enjoys thanks to the extreme solidarity and shoe leather activism demonstrated by members from the start of the walkout. Both WGA East and West marshaled impressive picket line operations that hinged on the managerial work of dozens of strike captains, members on both coasts and in other production hubs organized themselves into picket strike teams that zeroed in on picket activity to shutter productions that tried to keep shooting completed scripts after the WGA went pencils down. Well, it seems like anymore, that's all they do is have their pencils down.
Mhm. Mm.
What we have won in this contract, most particularly everything we have gained since May 2nd, is due to the willingness of this membership to exercise its power to demonstrate its solidarity, to walk side by side, to endure the pain and uncertainty of the past 146 days, which you put yourselves into,
Hmm.
the leverage generated by your strike in concert with the extraordinary support of our union siblings that finally brought the companies back to the table to make a deal. The negotiating committee wrote in its message to members. SAG-AFTRA, which has also been on strike since July 14th, was quick to congratulate the WGA on getting over the biggest hurdles, excuse me, with the AMPTP. One moment. SAG-AFTRA congratulates the WGA on reaching a tentative agreement with the AMPTP after 146 days of incredible strength, resiliency, and solidarity on the picket lines. While we look forward to reviewing the WGA and AMPTP's tentative agreement, we remain committed to achieving the necessary terms for our members, the statement said. Since the day of the WGA strike began, SAG-AFTRA members have stood alongside the riders on the picket line. We remain on strike in our TV theatrical contract and continue to urge the studio and streamer CEOs and the AMPTP to return to the table to make a fair deal that our members deserve and demand. The Directors Guild of America was the first of Hollywood's big three guilds to cut a 3-year deal back in May. The DGA also sent kudos to scribes for getting it done. Congratulations. So everybody's just patting everybody on the back. Congratulations to the WGA on reaching a tentative agreement tonight. On behalf of their members, the DGA stated, "We have been proud to support the writers in their fight for a fair deal and look forward to reviewing the details of the agreement. Now it's time for the AMPTP." Well, the same thing that the actress said, so no need to read that again. No doubt the WGA prevailed in forcing Hollywood's largest employers to address the Guild's major priorities in the first full fledged contract negotiation since 2017. The 2020 talks were hampered by the pandemic. The Guild's insistence in achieving a minimum guaranteed staff level for episodic TV was considered an extreme long shot when the contract discussions began in March. The unwavering support of the vast majority of WGA members was the muscle that allowed the Guild's negotiating committee, led by Chris Kaiser and David Goodman, to dig in on priority issues. They achieved a new model streaming residual formula that should help fellow striking union SAG-AFTRA in its quest to achieve a revenue-based residual. WGA's formula amounts to a bonus system based on predetermined high bar performances benchmarks for individual titles, but it's nonetheless more than industry filmmakers predicted the Guild would secure when the first round of WGA and PTP talks began in earnest last spring. The sides are also believed to have come to a compromise on minimum staffing issue by setting up a formula for a minimum number of writer hires that adjust on a sliding scale depending on the number of episodes produced per year. The end of the WGA strike will hasten the end of SAG-AFTRA's walkout. It will also start the process of returning the creative community to its typical cycles of production, distribution, marketing, and promotion cycle for content. Production of TV and film has been in state of turmoil since the start of the year when production slowed down in the face of the May 1st deadline set by the WGA's contract expiration. It was no secret as early as last year that 2023 round of guild contract negotiations would be challenging given the level of structural change across TV and film. Hollywood is eager to get back to work, but after a 5-month pause in production, studios and streamers will need time to get shows and movies back on their feet. As word of progress at the negotiating table spread earlier this week, quiet planning for return to production stepped up with producers and executives inquiring about the availability of stages and other production resources. The sides returned to the bargaining table September 20th after talks had stalled for a month. 4 key Hollywood leaders participated in 3 days of marathon negotiations that finally broke the logjam. The executives, Disney's Bob Iger, NBC Universal's Donna Lange, Netflix's Ted Sarandos, and Dave Zaslav of Warner Brothers Discovery. The AMPTP first attempted to address the Guild's demands for a viewership residual and minimum staffing guarantee in a proposal on August 11th. The WGA maintained that the offer was riddled with loopholes and exceptions that made many of its provisions meaningless. The AMPTP returned September 20th with another set of proposals, which it hoped would break the logjam. Once Labor Day came around and went, WGA negotiating committee co-chairs Chris Kaiser and David Goodman faced heightened internal pressure from some prominent members to restart the negotiation process. Now that a deal with WGA is in hand, AMPTP negotiators will turn their attention to sag-aftra production and promotion cannot fully restart until sag-aftra members vote to ratify a new agreement. The WGA negotiating committee issued a lengthy statement to members confirming that the tentative pact had been clinched. And I'm not reading all this. I'm just not.
Thank God. Well, you're almost to the end anyway, so.
Yeah, but I'm not reading all that letter. I'm just not.
No, it's just too much there. I mean, I love the AP headline for this story. And Hollywood writers battle against AI. Humans win for now. They might, 3-year contract. A lot of things can happen in 3 years. And if in 3 years they decide they want to pull this done, AI will have, they don't kid yourself. They're working hard with AI right now. And what is the actors going to do? Because the actors, in some ways, went on strike in solidarity too with the writers.
Right.
Are they going to start doing this
strike?
Well,
that's still going on, of course. So this is just the writer's strike is in there. Of course, the actor's strike is still going on. It's just whatever.
The one plus is now they can have a bunch of scripts all ready to go when the actor's strike is over with. I mean, really, that's where you start telling your writers, start cranking them out. We got a deal here, or when they do finally deal, it is. And the thing is that's just it. It's not ratified yet.
Well, it's not even like a 10-year deal, right? It's not ratified yet. It's just like
it's only 3 years, and like you said, Baron, it's 3 years. So a year from now they can find something to complain about and say we're going back on strike.
Of course. Yep. It's crazy. Let's just see if this actually ends up being better entertainment for the consumers, or is it about the same? If it's about the same, well, what have you guys learned then? Not much. So we'll see what happens.
Right.
But people who are excited about this just make me laugh, because it's just like, really, you're excited about this? Did you? It's like, because they're part of the fandom, I guess, who don't care if other fans attack things when people criticize this stuff. But just exciting.
I mean, I have no high hopes. I really don't have high hopes.
I don't have high hopes.
No. In fact, I think they're going to feel emboldened now. Yeah, they're going to be emboldened. And we're going to get such great entertainment like She-Hulk and Obi-Wan Kenobi and
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, there have been rumors going around that there is going to be a season 2 of She-Hulk after first saying there isn't going to be a season 2 of She-Hulk.
Yeah. No, just it's
And I do want to say hello to the old man and also our resident troll, Phil McCracken.
Yeah. He probably ran away like he always does. Comes in, trolls, and runs. Like a typical little troll that he is. Yeah, that's right. You heard me, Phil, if you're out there.
Yeah, he's a little troll.
And
we don't need. He could be an AI for all we do.
And Spartacus over on Rumble says, "More dribble, nothing changes."
Yeah. Yes.
Right.
That's the biggest problem with this stuff is like you're gonna know right away if things have changed, if characters are development, if they're not saying certain things before these shows come out or these movies come out. There's certain people you can count on, but even these budgets have been bloated for movies, and
Look at
there's a lot of
Mission
decisions.
Impossible, Dead
Yes.
Reckoning Part 1, and
Yes.
Indiana Jones and the Dial
Yes.
of
Bloated
Dulcinea.
budgets. Yes.
Yep. Well, I think they
Never
got carried away and they want, they just. There used to be a time when there was an accounting of what you were doing. It's like, do you really need to have premium caviar brought in every day and stuff like that?
Yes, Baron, I need premium
Mhm.
caviar.
Yeah, that's
How am I supposed
basically
to
what
get
it
through my
is.
writing
Yes.
session without
Yeah.
my premium caviar?
Well,
Come on.
Well, look what's going on in Twitter.
And
They
green
made
only
these- look at what was going on in Twitter. Like all they did was hire a bunch of people that are crybabies, and that's of course what Elon found out. Now, Elon has his own problems, but
Twitter has the
found
same problems it's always had.
Yeah, Twitter's still pretty much the same. It's a little bit better, but is that saying much? No, I don't think so. It's just you saw that space of, and that's just a perfect example of just a bunch of babies that they need these spaces, or they can't work in this kind of area or this and that. It's where are the my gosh, dude! If you're in a room with a desk and stuff, and you're afraid or you fear for something, and like this work environment feels hostile to you when you're the only one around or whatever, that's just stupid. That you need I don't know. It's just.
Are you afraid of true criticism? The guy comes in and looks at the clip and goes, "Crap, rewrite it." Oh, my feelings are hurt now.
Right. Yeah.
How dare you? Don't you know I'm a writer?
I mean, even with the One Piece, the guy came in and said, "We're going to have to do a lot of reshoots, and this I don't like where this is going and stuff." And well, it was a big hit for Netflix. So why don't you keep building on that? You certainly are pushing it about buying Netflix now. Buy Netflix, watch One Piece. Yeah, I mean it's a great promotion thing, but I want to see if there's going to actually be changes. I'm still trying to figure out what the hell this Ahsoka show is. I really am. Like it's like, oh, I like Balin, but of course I've always liked Ray Stevenson as an actor. It's just, but what is the rest of this show? What is this show about? Oh, well, we have one more episode. Okay, is there going to be some kind of good conclusion then, or what? Do you guys just want to be lost because you had better ideas before with Rebels and Clone Wars, and that's why a lot of people liked them? But now I want to see the numbers of the show. I want to actually see if Disney is starting to actually make money again, or not losing money.
Their stock is tanking. Their stock is tanking,
as it should. It's just the same stuff keeps going in a circle and a circle and a circle. If it's Discovery, it's like Discovery. You're doing some good things.
It's going down the drain.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know you can produce better. You know you can produce this stuff at a cheaper budget. So why don't you work on that? And why don't you hire people that see that vision again? Even stuff like the Batman, sure, people liked it, but once again, it didn't know when to end, in my opinion.
Smart Chris over on Rumble is saying that opening hearing scene was so confusing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes.
I'm assuming he's talking about Ahsoka.
Yeah, he's
I know one
shouldn't
assume, but
it's like, oh, R2, and I'm like, okay, so basically that Organa sent Hera over there. Spoiler alert, but no. And it's like, okay, and then they bring in 3PO, and it's like, all right, that's fine. But then the rest of the episode is just like, okay, so where is this going? Because this scene are we going to see more of Hera? No. And Hera had a little bit more personality, and there was even a joke about droids in there, and Chopper got mad, and I found that funny. But yeah, and so did 3PO. That was funny. But yeah, they just don't. I just don't know where the show is supposed to go. I think it could be maybe another episode, but just like Kenobi, it's like what are you supposed to understand? And it's like it's just there's just things in there that are weird. And even Sabine in the last episode, she couldn't even fire properly. She couldn't. Like it was ridiculous. So yeah.
Well, I saw this scene with Ezra back, and it's like, no, he doesn't use a lightsaber no more because he uses the Force. But yet he was able to grab a blaster and start blasting people. Excuse me.
But remember,
what happened?
Oh, remember, Mace Windu said that too in the original Clone Wars. I had this conversation with a friend of mine the other day. So, he was just doing the stuff that Mace Windu was doing, I guess.
Yeah. But the
Where he's
thing
like,
is again,
I'm not going to use a lightsaber. I'm just going to use the Force. Yeah.
yeah. Well, yeah, and it's like, excuse, what happened to not as elegant as a lightsaber that
Right.
Obi-Wan's disdain for blasters, and even you saw that was Episode 3 when he had to resort to using one to take out Grievous. Spoiler alert, in case you haven't seen it, especially all the new Star Wars fans who've never seen the first 6 films and
I'm not putting up the spoiler warning for a movie that came out in
No,
2005.
exactly. Seriously, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like now you're going out there and as a Jedi using a blaster. It's like, no. I mean,
Yep.
that is not the Jedi way. If Ezra's supposed to be quote unquote, and he's not a Jedi. He never did.
And the thing
training,
is, like,
right?
but he was just doing stuff that Mace Windu was doing. That's fine. It's just they show Ezra and he's with the Shell people, and I know you guys haven't watched it really. Maybe you watched a few clips here and there. And this is just another example of another show. Like, where does this go? I don't. I hope this is going to go in a better direction. And there's just things that are weird.
Honestly, I don't think Dave Filoni had a roadmap.
I
think he was just throwing things onto the wall and seeing what stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
there's
he
no
did
Zeb.
have one.
I don't.
He did have one, but KK ruined it because of getting rid of Gina Carano, or maybe that was more Filoni. I don't know. But as that goes, yeah, they're falling into the same JJ, and again trying to tie it in with the sequel trilogy. I mean, I don't have I don't use a lightsaber no more type of thing. It's like Luke's throwing his lightsaber away.
Yeah, like Thrawn's conversation
saying over on Rumble that Ezra should have said, "Thanks for holding on to my lightsaber for me."
Yes, agreed. I agree with that, Chris.
Exactly.
Yes, I agree with that. Yeah.
Oh,
but it was funny that Ezra was like, "What do you mean Sabine is you're being trained by Ahsoka?" And it's like, "Yeah, well, I'm glad he questioned it. He's confused." We're all anybody
he's missed a lot since the end of Rebels,
confused. Right? But they're changing all this stuff that they already just can continue through Rebels, that it's Ahsoka the White and all this stuff, that Zeb can show up.
Yeah.
All these things can happen, and they're not. And it's like they just want to change stuff. And then the whole thing with Baylan and Shin, I don't understand. Like, they're doing a poor job of making us care about their connection, that this is his Padawan. So, yeah. I don't get a lot of these shows anymore. A lot of these newer shows. There's a few I understand, but a lot of the Star Wars stuff, I don't get it. I got Andor, but I don't get.
You're not supposed to get it, Cash. You're supposed to just take what they give you and consume it, even if it's low grade quality meat.
Well,
and it was
the big
good to
thing
see Hayden. Like, Hayden was actually in the show, unlike Kenobi, where he had that little scene. But in this one, he's been in a lot more, and I'm like, well, that's cool. It's member berries, but that happens sometimes in shows. But it was fine. But it's just the less personality, the way the characters are acting. Like, this is not how they acted in Rebels. Why are they acting like this? It's weird to me. It really is.
And here's something that Spider Chris brings up over on Rumble. How long until you have true masters don't need lightsabers? I heard these arguments back when people didn't like Yoda and Sidious having lightsabers. I can see these arguments coming up again. Jingling keys and consume. Yeah.
Was there?
Jingle your keys. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Come on, girl. Consume that Star Wars. Oh, yeah, this is the good Star Wars stuff. Not really. It's a part of me. Other parts, but
I mean, guys, I was falling asleep on the last episode. There's been a few episodes, maybe because I felt tired at the time, but this entertainment, whatever you want to call it, it's somewhat putting me to sleep. I mean, it's somewhat putting me to sleep. It's just
doesn't take much though for you to fall asleep.
No, it does.
No, but
actually.
yeah, but the big thing is, again, it's the destruction of George Lucas. This is what this is all about. Now, even Filoni seems to have gotten on that train. I am the chosen one that they're passing
Like, he
around.
hasn't come out and really said that, but it's other people that are praising him. He's not doing it himself. They're praising him on social media. And
they're doing it, but doesn't mean he doesn't believe that crap.
Right.
I mean, statements that he's made that Ahsoka is more powerful than Luke, and all these other aspects that he's brought out there about how his heroes are better than Lucas's heroes now. And that is the ridiculous. Yeah. And you're sitting all this around prime territory of where our heroes, and our heroes, Luke, Han, and Leia are supposed to be out and about, but yet we only get some little lip service, fans, quote unquote, fan service of having Luke in now and then. But all in that is everything is either now circled around Filoni's characters and the obligatory, well, of course, Timothy Zahn's character that I need to bring in Thrawn to make sure things people bring in everybody. See all you guys out there that like Area of the Empire. I got it. I'm redoing Rare of the Empire for you.
Yeah, right. And they're taking pieces of it, obviously, but and other people are saying, isn't this also about just shitting on Luke more and making Ahsoka more important? I said, I wouldn't put it past them.
Luke, this whole thing that's going on, Luke should be right in the middle of this.
Yes.
And Sparta Chris over on Rumble says, agreed, Cash. These characters don't feel like the characters from the animated shows. He also says Filoni has been on that train from when he was placed in charge of the Clone Wars. He's also one of the people that suggested killing Luke during the making of The Last Jedi.
Of course he did.
Well, again, I have no problem.
It's just the way you kill a character, right? Exactly. It's the way they
did it.
Yes.
And how they did Luke was that's a if a character died even in a more bitch way than Solo, it was Luke. Oh, I used a force projection, and that wore me out so much that now I die and and they didn't even want to have the hand be part of of everything falling because he thought, oh, that would be too ridiculous. No, actually, that'd be a very impactful thing if the hand, artificial hand dropped her. It means that in the force, it being a force ghost now, he's whole, just like was whole Anakin now. They forget little things, these little itty bitty things where they think it's either silly or ridiculous that are actually very impactful. They lose that. I don't think Filoni. I have a slight disagreement with Spartacus on that one. I don't think he was on a high horse when at the start of the Clone Wars because he was under George's control. Basically, George told him what to do, and he had to do what George was telling him to do. Now that you have Disney, it's like, oh, now I can take this. I mean, if people don't like Ahsoka was George Lucas's idea. That character. He thinks he created her, but that was George because George sat back and said, I think we need to have a Padawan for Anakin. People want to try to sit back and say that George Lucas had a big back seat to the Clone Wars. No, he didn't. He came from down on high. He gave story ideas. His daughter was involved with it as well. So this was the early Clone Wars was very much so Lucas, driven. But now, of course, you had that last season. They had to change that last season from the original plan because they had to Disneyfy it and go against completely George's wishes that Ahsoka died.
Yep. And even Sparta Chris is saying the way they made Luke into a coward and wanting to think about killing his nephew when he had visions of Ben being evil. Lucas wanted Ahsoka to die at the end of the Clone Wars. She wasn't supposed to leave. Filoni went against Lucas and kept her alive.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, we're on the same page on that one. Exactly, Spartacus. That's exactly what it was. And the ridiculousness of Luke all this talk about there's still good in him with Vader and trying to turn Vader back, not going out there and trying to kill. But yeah, his nephew, he has a bad dream about the nephew, so I'm going to kill my nephew. And then they try to back up. No, he wasn't really going to do that. Bitch, please, he had the lightsaber right over Ben Solo.
Right, and the way they did it in Jedi.
If this was the Luke from Return of the Jedi who helped bring Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader back to the light side, he would have done the same thing that he did for his father for his nephew.
Right. Yeah, he would have. Yeah, and if it wasn't, I think in the Jedi Academy game, I think like it does happen that his school fell apart and he went into exile to an extent, but he didn't try to kill his nephew. I don't think his nephew was even involved in that story, actually. So yeah.
Well, no, but when are you talking about the new one or talking about the EU?
The Jedi Academy game, because they talk about that.
Oh, the game.
The school fell apart. Yeah, I don't think.
Well, in the EU, it didn't. The Praxium never fell apart. They had strife in the Praxium, and that's what Luke was calling it. Not in the Academy, but the Praxium. And they never. They had some strife in there between differing views on how to do things. He had a little bit more of a militaristic mindset with some of the members, while Luke didn't, especially when he went into the New Jedi era and the Vong invasion. But the thing is even in the EU, Luke was bringing back people who fell to the dark side. In Dark Empire 2, he did that with one of the characters. All of a sudden, it appears as we didn't see what happened. But he brought one of the characters back from the dark side. He became part of the Praxium. I have a mental block on the name, and I'm ashamed of that. But the thing is, you constantly saw that through there. Luke trying to find the good in people and trying to bring them back, and trying everything possible. But sometimes he had to have somebody taken out because of it. They fell to the dark side. They were part of the Academy, and they fell away, or the Praxium, I should say. Sorry, the Jedi Order. They don't get that though. Luke never went away. The closest he had was, of course, in the non-official, even in EU, the Heart of the Jedi, where they did it right. Luke just wanted to take a little bit of a break after the Empire's after Return of the Jedi, and he just wanted to have a little sojourn to try to bring it back, because he was all everything that happened obviously after the Empire fell, wouldn't you? And try to get your bearings straight. But it was not turning tail and run. It was just taking, I just need to have some reflection. I'm not abandoning the Force. I'm trying to get more in contact with the Force.
Right.
Which is, on that book, that was the proper way to do it. And you know what? Even though it's not even EU canon, I consider it EU canon. It wasn't the best story out there, but still, far better. They don't know what the F they're doing.
No, they don't care about tell everybody things. That's unfortunate. Yeah.
Well, more importantly, they don't care about the stuff that this was built off of, and they made that known. They made that known that screw Lucas.
And Smarter Chris over on Rumble says Luke and the EU held off trying to kill Jason until every chance was wasted.
Right. He did. I mean, that's Luke. Luke would never turn and run. He would never divorce himself or separate himself from the Force.
Right.
Except if he's written by a couple of hacks that are working for Disney.
Right.
Yeah, you just
like Jar Jar Abrams.
Well, yeah. He's got his problems.
And Ruin Johnson.
Yeah, he can have his problems too.
Well, really, again, these are those guys that thought, we can be better than Lucas. We're in this is ours now. We can do what we want.
It's not just Star Wars though. It's everything. It's Marvel. Look at what's happened with DC. It's all this stuff, and it doesn't. And it's like, why do you guys keep talking about this? It's like, because this never changes. It always just keeps going in a circle. It keeps going in a circle. We can be getting better stuff. Like something of Blue Beetle. A lot of people should be excited about it because in Brave and the Bold, he's a pretty cool character. Some people may not care for him, and that's fine. But it just don't go in this ridiculous nonsense. there's a lot of cool things about him, and whatever. It's unfortunate.
Well-
It really is. It always is.
Well, I mean, right, exactly. And going back to Star Wars, since this is, we were on that topic on there, the big difference between the EU, and yeah, I'll call it EU, not Legends, compared to the Disney. Everyone who went in to do the books, the comics, the games under the time that Lucas was around, they wanted to do good to Lucas. They wanted to have his seal of approval. They wanted to make sure they tried to keep to Lucas as possible. They revered Lucas, which is completely different than what Disney is. They wanted to destroy everything that Lucas has and put their mark in there. Yeah. So now we have this.
It's era. The same thing that we're seeing with the current writers of Star Trek. They want to put their foot stamp in there, not what's come before, not go by the rules that are set in the Star Trek universe, or in this case, the rules that George Lucas set for the Star Wars universe. They want to go outside of those rules and completely ignore them.
Yep.
Right. And you even have people who are writing this stuff that admitted they don't know what the F they're doing. Like the guy who wrote in the very Republic, where the guy was using this lightsaber to slow himself down from falling by putting it into a tree. It's like, no, it doesn't work that way.
The use the line from Han Solo up the tree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the fact that you got studios telling people also, like writers and other people who work for them, that don't look at any of the source material really. Like, that's crazy to me. Not even a little bit.
Yeah,
like, that's
what James Gunn told John Cena when it came to Peacemaker. Don't read any of the comics. We're doing our own thing.
I haven't watched Peacemaker, so I don't really have it.
I don't
really have an opinion on that.
Yeah, if you're going to take over someone's property, you be reverent to it.
Yeah,
and they don't know that because they're all egotistical little snots.
Well, it's like a lot of people should be excited about a Chucky series. Maybe still some people are, but they've changed some things of Chucky. It's like, what?
I'll be honest. I've reviewed the first 2 seasons of Chucky, but I'm not interested in reviewing the 3rd season of Chucky when it starts.
Yeah. They changed this stuff. It's like, yeah, that's cool. A Chucky series, like the doll and stuff, but the doll has like a kid or something. Who's doing what?
Well,
Chucky is a kid? Well, isn't that right? Chucky
well,
as a child?
That happened in one of the movies, so they're carrying it over.
Yeah.
And...
I see. Okay. Okay. I didn't watch that one.
Yeah, I'm not up on all the Chucky stuff.
Me either. So they had a kid. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Was that cool when they did it in the movie? You've watched a lot of Chucky.
Yeah, it was
stupid.
Yeah, it was dumb. It was dumb.
Like, why would Chucky have a kid? Okay. Yeah.
It was like, originally I was thinking I would review the 3rd season of Chucky, but
yeah,
I don't know. As time has come and gone between the season finale of season 2 and now, I'm just not interested.
Yeah.
Well, right.
Is sci-fi going to start working on stuff again, like Andromeda or things like that? Different kind of sci-fi stuff? I doubt it, but it feels like the sci-fi is a wasted opportunity mostly now for a lot of new shows. There should be a lot of cool sci-fi stuff on there.
It was cool back in the day when you had Battlestar Galactica and Farscape.
Well,
right, Farscape.
When they thought that but they thought, we need to start putting Racing on there. And of course, you know what? We're not sci-fi anymore. We're sci-fi. Well, it's sci-fi, but we're going to spell it, how the ridiculous spelling that they got. And we got to get away from that sci-fi, It's like, well, excuse me, isn't that what the channel is?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, exactly.
It makes me sad that me sad that Ted Turner wasn't able to do his sci-fi fantasy network that he was planning on doing. And odd for me to sit back and say that I'm sad that Ted Turner never had a chance because I don't think much of the guy. But again, competition.
Yes.
Who knows what we could have gotten?
I agree.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ted Turner sold his networks to Time Warner, and we have what we have now.
We should have shows like The Librarians that people liked. We should have shows like Sliders that people enjoyed. trying different things, and I don't know.
Farscape.
Yeah,
Even
Farscape.
Lex.
I
Let's
watched
have
a
something
little one.
weird like Lex.
Right.
Lex was an awesome show.
Yeah.
There
I
was also
enjoyed it.
At least
Haven
the first
with
season.
there was the Haven, which was like a detective kind of sci-fi thing, which was pretty cool. They had Emily Rose in it from Uncharted, and I was like,
Warehouse 13 was pretty good.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that, but they were trying different things, and like I don't see that anymore with sci-fi. I don't. Yeah, you've got Chucky, but why is Chucky on sci-fi? Like it's just weird.
Well, the problem with Chucky is that they air it on both Sci-Fi and USA Network. Why did two of the
Right.
networks that are part of the same network tree
Right.
have to have the same show? Why can't
I don't know.
Sci-Fi air Chucky
Yeah.
since Sci-Fi and horror do go hand in hand?
Right. Yeah.
Well, again, it goes
And
to what I said.
USA can.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I said, they got so many networks, they have to compete against themselves. So why not do that? Okay, we'll put it on both networks. And why do you have two networks?
Yeah.
Drop one then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and Spartacus says he remembers waiting till Friday, waiting for Stargate SG-1, Atlantis, Battlestar, and Eureka. Eureka was actually a good show.
Yeah, Eureka, I've watched a little of that. Yeah, it's not bad.
Which I think wasn't the Warehouse 13 the spinoff of that Eureka?
Yeah.
I think.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I believe so.
My former watched those, so
it's just they could take stuff. It's just like even stuff like Uncharted, like it's a video game, but yeah, does it feel a lot like Indiana Jones or Tomb Raider? Yes, but it has its own personality. It has different characters. Nathan Drake has a different aspirations than somebody like Indiana Jones, even though he's looking for some. But you can take this stuff and you can change things, and it can work, but. I don't know. It's a mess. It's a mess. It's always a mess. It doesn't need to be a mess like this, but it always is. Isn't that right, Mouse? Yeah, exactly.
He's showing his opinion.
Let's go ahead and move on to our next story here. Let me just go ahead and put it into the chat on both YouTube and Rumble. And before I get into the article, I do want to say hello to T-Gab Steve, who says, because when they changed from sci-fi to sci-fi,
right,
they wanted to distance themselves from those people and start showing WWE. That's right. We got to show our Friday night SmackDown or Thursday night SmackDown. Don't get me wrong. I've watched plenty of wrestling in the day. I was a big fan, growing up in the 80s.
But the thing is that they started showing it when it was still sci-fi. It's like, what does wrestling have to do with sci-fi? They were doing that before.
Not only that, Baron, when WWE relaunched ECW, they had ECW on sci-fi, and they tried to create wrestling gimmicks that fit with the sci-fi channel. It's like, no, all these gimmicks suck, Vince. Oh, no, they don't, Pacific. They don't suck, and you're fired. This is my show. You can't fire me.
I mean, you had MST3K. They went there after Comedy Central got rid of them. Of course, as they said back then, we're kind of hamstringed because we're forced to have to do all science fiction on it. But they got it. It's like that's what they kept MST3K to then. They were doing science fiction fantasy films through the whole run on the Sci-Fi Channel. But so they understood. They, of course, they're all geeks over there. Mike Nelson and all the others. They know their shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Adult Swim is still doing weird stuff, but they're at least trying. I give them credit; they're at least trying. Right. So,
yeah, I want to see weird shit. I want to see them try new stuff. And it might not necessarily hit. Might be ahead of his time. I mean, Max Headroom was ahead of his time, but that was a weird show. I mean,
and T-Gab Steve says what they didn't realize is that those people were the only people putting eyeballs on their shows. That's true.
Yeah, because that's what it's for. Yeah. Then we get
And then
the
we get-
Sharknado stuff.
All right, which is
Yeah.
crazy and ridiculous, but there can be a lot of other stuff on sci-fi. But I agree with T Gap that the sci-fi name is just stupid too. It's just the one they had
Yeah.
before was fine. Sci-fi, sci, and then hyphen fi. That was cool.
Right.
This sci-fi just looks stupid.
It's Sifi or syphilis. Yeah. I mean,
Sifi,
that's what it should be called. Sifi or syphilis. Yeah. Because that's what it is. It's nothing. It is nothing. Even, having their anime, on there they could do anime on there like they used to do.
Yeah.
Show some of the old shows like they
Well,
used to
doesn't
do.
Toonami have
There's
that
nothing
on
like that.
Adult Swim or whatever? Toonami has that.
Well,
I
yeah.
guess.
I don't know if Toonami's still around. I don't have.
I don't
cable.
know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to check.
But-
I think it might
But
be.
in this concept, I don't care because you know what? So what if they have it? They could have it. It's
Yeah.
called competition.
Agreed.
It's like it makes you
They
go
can
out
get
there and
rights
go,
for this stuff just like anybody else. Funimation and Crunchyroll, and you're right. Pay enough money, get the rights to this stuff, and keep showing it. Yeah.
Right.
And-
A lot of people were. Brandon, the anime guy, and I talk constantly about that. How what they did on Sci-Fi Channel brought a lot of people into anime, and they showed stuff that people never saw. I mean, Galaxy Express, 999, Vampire Hunter D. I mean, Robot Circus. They started having that whole week where they're showing those movies, and it brought people in. It got branding going. I was fascinated. I love Vampire Hunter D after seeing it there, but no.
Have these shows air on Funimation or Crunchyroll, and then show them on Sci-Fi the same week, or just a different day.
But then Funimation and Crunchyroll wouldn't get their streaming service revenue.
Right.
That's what they're concerned about.
True.
But the big thing is there's so much anime out there that Crunchyroll and Funimation basically the same thing. Didn't they merge? They're the same thing. So
Yeah.
I mean, they're not gonna.
They are.
So it doesn't count no more. But there's other stuff that's in Japan that they can get and make deals with, and that Funimation and Crunchyroll don't have.
They could have a whole Ghibli studio channel if they wanted to. I guess if they paid enough money. I don't know. Sci-Fi could have that. Would be pretty cool. Yep.
There is so much out there because it's such a big phenomenon over there. They could do it, but no one thinks, especially now with Sci-Fi. I mean, let's face it, Sci-Fi died. The channel,
Yeah,
it's dead.
It's been dead for a while.
The only good thing is old shows, just like a lot of these streaming services. What's the best thing to watch on Netflix? Old stuff. What's the best thing to watch on Disney Plus? Old shows.
What's the best thing to watch on Max or HBO Max, whatever you want to call
old
it?
stuff. You spend more time watching old things, I would say, than you want to watch new stuff. Oh, cool. There's this old movie I want to watch. Oh, Clash of the Titans is on. All right. The original, not the whatever.
The original, yeah. Oh, yeah. What a classic that was. Yeah.
And
I believe that.
Let's go ahead and move on to this next story.
Yeah.
And the story comes from comicbook.com, and it says Actors Guild votes in favor of video game strike. SAG-AFTRA. Whoa.
I pressed the wrong button.
I thought you did, Baron. Good job.
Eject!
I got one of these fancy mouses, and there's a little button on the side I accidentally hit that knocked me out.
I've done that recently too when I'm making thumbnails. It's like, shit.
Yeah.
But this article from comicbook.com says the Actor Guild votes in favor of video game strike. SAG-AFTRA voters supported a video game industry strike by over 98%. SAG-AFTRA, and this is by Mark Deschamps, SAG-AFTRA members have voted to authorize a strike against the video game industry. Authorization passed with 98.32% voting in favor, with 27.47% of eligible voters participating. The vote does not guarantee that a strike of the video game industry will take place, and it remains to be seen whether one will actually take place. However, union negotiators will now be authorized to call a strike if they choose to do so. News of a potential strike broke earlier this month, and companies impacted could include Disney, Activision, Insomniac Games, Electronic Arts, Warner Brothers, Epic Games, Take-Two Interactive, and others. In his statement, SAG-AFTRA President Fran Drescher addressed the results of the vote. It's time for the video game companies to stop playing games and get serious about reaching an agreement on this contract, said Drescher. The result of this vote shows our membership understands the existential nature of these negotiations and that the time is now for these companies, which are making billions of dollars and paying their CEOs lavishly, to give our performers an agreement that keeps performing in video games as a viable career. And you know what this all translates to? You know what the writer's strike, the SAG-AFTRA strike, whether it's video games or movies or TV, translates to a higher cost for us, regular,
Right.
everyday
And
people.
reading that entire opening statement you had there only means one thing: desperation on Fran's Drescher's side. Things aren't going well if now she's encouraging the video game people to get it in there when she wasn't saying that before. That with that special dispensation stuff and such. And when they have just a little over a quarter of the people voting on this, of course, when it comes down to the strike, is it really going to go that way? Were they kind of playing little hanky-panky games? No, well, they never do that now, do they?
Oh, no, not at all.
This sounds like a desperate act on Fran Drescher's side because I don't think things are going well for the actor strike. And with the writer strike getting, looks like it's coming to the end possibly. We'll see when they do, if they do ratify it. That's going to leave them in the cold. They had the solidarity with writers. Aha, we got you by the balls. Oops, it looks like one of the testicles slipped out of our hands. That just reeks so much of desperation, in my opinion, humble opinion.
And T-Gap Steve says, can anyone else feel her Fran laugh just from hearing her name? Or however it went.
Yeah, can you imagine having to live hearing that voice every day if you're married to her or whatever? Because that is her real voice. It's not an act.
And the Padawanami says, I can't play any of these new games anyway. Go ahead, strike. Sorry, everyone else. No, go ahead and strike, because you know what?
Yeah.
We're already paying $70 for games that are incomplete, utter trash when they come out. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. How many patches did we need for that game?
What
or
about
heck,
Gotham
Gotham
Knights?
Knights. Gotham Knights.
Yeah.
Gotham Knights, man. Ugh.
Well, it's bad when Bethesda actually came out with a game that didn't have as many bugs as people expected, and more, less than the games that you set back and said. I mean, yeah,
people are still having problems, I guess, with Starfield, but I don't.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Bob Iger has no balls. Thank you for doing that Ghostbusters reference. Ghostbuster Easter egg. There we go. See, we have Easter eggs on our show too. Look at that. But I mean, there are bugs in Starfield. I've come across a couple, but I wouldn't call it was anything major.
No, that's good.
And Spartacus, he didn't have any issues with Survivor. And I can't remember someone else I talked to said.
Yeah, some people do.
Yeah, if you played on console, you probably didn't have any issues. But as someone who's using a PC, and I had a pretty decent graphics card in my old PC and have a good one in this PC that I have now. For the game still to have problems and to go through all the fixes, and then the main problem being the VSync being turned on that caused all the problems. It's like, no, I shouldn't have to turn off VSync for the game to be stable enough to play.
I think that's just it. Those that did play on the console probably had far less issues than the PC.
And TFC says Jedi Survivor. When it came out equals Anakin Skywalker on Mustafar after Obi-Wan left. Yeah, true.
Burnt wiener?
Bump.
Yeah, well, some people had problems on consoles too, but I think it was more plagued on PC than anything.
Yeah.
And yeah, some people on PC didn't have
Yeah.
the problems. Well, I mean, that's great for them, great, but a lot of other people did, and they keep telling you these games are $70. That's why it's like even that new Persona remake game is going to be $70, and it's like, dude, this is ridiculous. First of all, this is an old game. Oh, it's a remaster and it's this. Stop making excuses for this, guys.
Well, when you asked me if I was going to continue to play Jedi Survivor Cash, I said, yeah, I paid $70. I'm going to get my money's worth.
Yeah.
Come on, Cash. You should know better than that. This is Mike. He is definitely going to stay in there. You know that. He's not going to back out because
I don't want my pain taken away. I need my pain.
Yeah.
That's why. We don't know what type of masochist he is.
It's fine.
He is a Cubs fan. Especially after the last night's game.
Don't mention that team right now.
Baron, you're hitting those buttons.
He said, "Today is a good day to die."
I didn't realize that the C word was not to be said anymore.
Do not say it right now. I'm not too happy with that team.
For good reason.
And I blame you, David Ross.
Yeah, you have a right to be upset. I'm not denying that. I'm not upset. I just it's just it's a masochist in you, though. I mean,
but we had the go ahead.
You had to go through that game because of that. The masochism. You had to feel the pain.
The whole thing, though, with the video games going on strike, it's like they want more money. They double the price of PlayStation Plus, which is ridiculous. Then there's people out there who make excuses for it. Then it's like you're paying for these old games and you're paying all this money, yet Nintendo is doing better now. They're not doing great with their online service, but they're doing better. And they should take advantage of this stuff. But who knows when Game Pass is going to go up again? If Sony's going to go up, excuse me, when is Game Pass going to go up again?
Yeah, but
I would say
even
3 months.
PlayStation Plus isn't worth $70. I don't care how many games.
It's not. It's ridiculous. 60 was like, okay, people were getting enough new games on PlayStation Plus. Even I'm like, okay, this is worth it. Then when you find out, I can find it for $45. Now, the cheapest you can find it is probably about $68 for the first tier. It's crazy to me.
Well, yeah. Hey, let's bring new people in. How do we do that? Let's raise our prices. I'll bring them in.
It's crazy.
Yep. Yeah, you got a streaming service. You like being able to watch these movies? Well, guess what? We're gonna hike up the price.
They're locking this stuff. Yeah.
So
unless you pay,
you have to decide how much you want to pay, or we'll give you another tier where there's ads. And we'll still raise that price where eventually it'll be the same price to watch the tier of ads as it was to watch the tier of no ads before we even created this other tier with ads.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Thanks for sharing all that, DJ Ronnie G. Freaking DJ Ronnie G. Anyways.
And his turtles. Nerd.
And his turtles. Nerd. Turtle nerd. It's crazy to me. They're raising these prices, and so it's like, okay, well then just do the 3 months, because I still have games on PlayStation Plus that I need to finish. And now it's just like, I used to be able to find it for $45, places like CD Keys, whatever. Now it's like CD Key $68. That's ridiculous. And they just keep doing this stuff. I would say probably just do the 3 months. If you're going to do PlayStation Plus, just do 3 months. Same with Game Pass, Ultimate Game Pass, 3 months. And then when you feel like renewing it again, renew it again, because it's a lot cheaper. There's no point of playing a fucking year for $70. I think that's bullshit. or even 68, or even 60 was okay for the first tier. Then it's like 3 different tiers is stupid.
And let's go ahead and get through the rest of this article so we can
Yes.
get ready to make the transition to Rumble.
Alrighty.
So it says SAG-AFTRA video game strike impact on film and TV. As noted on SAG-AFTRA's website, any potential strike on the video game industry will not affect the timing or expected progress of negotiations or our strike on TV theatrical contract. A strike authorization vote on this agreement will not impact the TV theatrical strike. Okay, why do you have to say it twice? What this means is that even if the SAG-AFTRA TV theatrical contract is settled over the coming weeks, it will have no impact on what happens with the video game industry. Well, no shit, those are separate contracts.
Yep.
A strike of the video game industry could still take place or could be settled before things get to that point. Well, it's easy for these things to get lumped together given SAG-AFTRA's involvement. They are different cases entirely. Yeah, I just said that. However, SAG-AFTRA notes that the issues affecting performers who work in video games mirror those affecting TV theatrical performance. Okay, yeah. What? It's an easy job if you're a good actor. All you have to do is sit in a booth and record live for however many hours and get paid for it. You don't even have to dress up for it. Come in your pajamas and record all the lines.
I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's hard work because for some of these games, because you have to do certain lines over again for different whatever, and it takes time and it takes energy because some of those people in the booth they get into it. I mean, but the thing is yeah, it's far different than going in front of a camera.
Mm-hmm.
It is hard work. I mean, which is why there's a difference between a voice actor and a screen actor, or whether it's big or little screen. It's like the difference between a person in sound movies compared to someone who's in the silent movies. Translation doesn't necessarily happen, or transition. So yeah, you are working hard, but in a different area. It is a little bit of a different creature.
Yeah, and let's not forget, Sony was recently hacked again.
Yep, I was going
So
to say
they had a data breach. Yeah, I'm mentioning that, and I was going to mention it anyway tonight, but I'm glad I saw it there from Spartacus. I'm glad you saw it there too, Baron. And because even though I haven't used my PSN account in quite some time, I still change my password. Even though I don't have anything on there that I currently use to pay for things on a daily basis or a monthly basis, I still change the password.
I think I might change my Sony password again, but as people said, if they did actually get hacked, then then the hackers will have access to it already. So you change your password.
It's not really going to change things, unfortunately.
Right, but I think it's more about leaking personal data than anything else of the company itself.
Well, I'm not changing my password at Sony because I don't have an account with Sony.
Dun, 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 dun.
And Crit, I know it's much more than that. I know there's motion capture,
That's
but
true, there is, yeah. There is motion capture. That is a thing, yes.
And DJ Ronnie G says you don't have to shower to do motion cap.
Oh my god! Yes, DJ Ronnie G.
You can see the stink line on the characters when they're doing the motion capture.
And he says it's true. I did say that. And all I'm thinking about is Dr. Evil and Austin Powers. It's true. I did say that.
Yep.
But yeah, it does say here in this final part of the article, readers should note that any potential strike would not have any impact on games that are already completed or set to be released in the near future. This means that while a strike could have an impact on Insomniac Games recording on Marvel's Spider-Man 2, would be long complete before that point. However, games like Marvel's Wolverine could be impacted. The most immediate impact would be on games set to release in 2024. That might include games like Rocksteady's Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. When a voice actor strike of the video game industry took place in 2016, it resulted in multiple video games having their voice actors changed. One example was Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, which featured a completely different cast from the previous game. Yeah, they're going to get non-union workers.
Right. Or maybe people who aren't even in this country.
Am I surprised by the results of this vote? No, just like Baron said, they know that they are on a sinking ship and they're desperate.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're
Right.
desperate, and they don't need to be desperate. But it's
Yeah.
just like with Sony, Microsoft. Nintendo is still bringing out games. Yes, they make mistakes too, but there's still games. It's like, oh, I want to play this. Oh, it's a new Mario game, but they reinvent it, or they have Splatoon, or they have other stuff. But I'm still waiting to see with Microsoft and Sony, where is this greatness? They had greatness on the PS4. Where is the greatness on PS5 or Xbox?
They had greatness on PS3.
Yes,
It
they
was just
did.
too damn
Yes, they
expensive
did.
when it first came
Yeah,
out.
it was expensive, but it was also you got to play PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 on there, which was pretty cool. But yes, it wasn't the cheapest thing. It was like $600. So yeah,
And
the big fat one.
Whoopa
Yeah.
says let it burn, but he also says DJ Ronnie G told me to come over here after a stream, or else it means I hate Pacific 414. No. Here's the thing I was expecting from you, Whoopa. I was expecting you to come over here and laugh after what happened to the Cubs in Atlanta last night.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm surprised by that too.
Well, look at his Cardinals this year, man. I mean, what does he have to laugh about?
He'd rather laugh at the mystery. Not the mystery, but the misery of a division rival.
Oh, trust me, that loss is a mystery to me, but we know what happened, so I guess we put
the Cubs should have never blown that 6-0 lead.
Exactly. And if
grabbing defeat out of the jaws of victory.
They probably would have won if they just let Bellinger make that catch. So.
Yeah, center fielder is the captain. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right, folks. I'm fired up because my team lost last night, and they're currently losing right now.
You should have heard them before the show.
Those bastards.
Those rat bastards.
Those rat
I would just like to see them put a winning streak together in these last few games to get to the freaking playoffs.
It would be nice.
I'm passionate when it comes. I'm passionate when it comes to things like the Cubs. I'm passionate when it comes to Star Trek. I'm passionate when it comes to Star Wars and so many other things that I care about and love.
Right. Yeah. Yes. And T-Gap. No, this is Spider-Man 2, but Miles and Spider-Man are two Spider-Mans working together. So you got Peter Parker and Miles Morales working together in this new Spider-Man game.
Whoopa. You're not even on the panel.
All right, youngster, out you go. Don't come back. Ever.
Whoopa.
Whoopa Troopa. Whoopa Troopa. The Twins are in the playoffs. They won the American.
They won their division. Yeah, they won their division.
The Dodgers won their division. The Braves won their division.
Yes.
The American League West still hasn't been decided, and the American League East, well, that may even go till Sunday. Well, we'll see.
Orioles might win it, but then again, Rays might win it. So
yeah. Well, it doesn't matter either way. One team wins the division, they're in the playoffs, and the other team wins the wild card, they're still in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's true.
And welcome to the box score, people.
And Whoopa says mystery loves company. If the Cardinals suck, I want the Cubs to suck too.
Yeah.
I don't want my pain taken away. I need my pain.
That's for both of you.
Yeah, but see, with Whoopa, I can understand why he would be disappointed about the season because the
Yeah.
Cardinals were projected to win the
Yes.
Central.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then they realized they had Whoopa Troopa as a fan and say, "No, we can't do this.
Eh,
No, we
I
can't
don't
do
know
that."
about that. I don't know about that, but
Well, they
ladies
heard
and
about a nice
gentlemen,
little country he's got.
he's hiding in his Pokeball again. So yeah.
and you know, Whoopstatska.
Yep.
Yep. See, we have a little embargo going on with them, so yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready to move over to the Rumble portion of the show. I've already put the link into the chat over on YouTube. For those of you on Rumble, stick around. We got a few things we are going to talk about.
Rumble.
But before we do that, Baron, what do you have coming up on Fandom Legacy?
Don't know yet. Hopefully Saturday we'll have our battle.
Lies.
Yeah,
Lies.
that's what.
Like Orman. Like Orman. You lie. You lie. You listen to Chinkar.
My plot is to take over this channel while you're away. While you got your guy over there doing your sets for Pop Talk, so you look all nice and fancy. We'll fly the Jolly Roger.
Oh, you know how that's gonna go, Baron.
yeah, I know how that's gonna go.
We might do some pre-recordings though. That would probably be a good idea. So.
Yeah,
we
might do something like that. Yeah, you never know.
Yep.
There's surprising things around the bend, boys and girls.
Surprising things coming from a Nan. I don't see it. Maybe from a Centauri, but I don't see it from a Nan.
Oh, usually surprising things happen when a Narn eats at Taco Bell.
Folks, what I'm trying to get Barrett to say is that he's going to have his Babylon 5 Season 3 talk on Saturday, and he's not taking the bait. Not at all.
No, you're right. I'm not making your job easy.
No. Well, we'll see when that link pops up and scheduled. So
yeah, we'll have King Cod, and hopefully Vader McCracken, and the Orca boy himself driving around in that Tesla.
Orca boy with a Tesla. Is he going to dress up as an orca? He's driving around in it.
That'd be cool.
That'd be pretty crazy.
That would be freaking cool. Can you imagine him renting himself out that way?
Seriously, it's horrible.
Well, you know, Whoopa, the Cubs probably won't fire David Ross, even though there are several Cub fans that are saying Ross should be fired, and then you have other Cub fans saying, I don't know why there are people always saying that Ross needs to be fired. Because he's a lousy manager, folks. He doesn't know how to manage his lineup. He doesn't know how to manage his bullpen. He doesn't know how to manage, period. They hired him because they thought they would make favor with the fans back in 2019 when they hired him, because he was part of the 2016 Chicago Cubs that won the World Series. It doesn't work that way with me. I want my manager to have managerial experience.
Yeah.
I want my manager to have that managerial experience from coaching in the minor leagues. I don't care if it's short season single A or triple A baseball. You have to have that prior experience to manage in the major leagues.
Yes, I agree.
Yes. Your dog agrees with me, Baron.
Say some more. There.
I don't care what people think. I have been a lifelong Cubs fan.
Yeah. Just like these ads that say baseball is better than ever. That's a lie. That's a blatant lie.
Bring back pitchers hitting in the National League.
Yes.
I know some people might say, but pitchers can't hit. Some pitchers can.
Some can, and it's exciting.
They can. And it's exciting when you
exciting.
see a pitcher come up to the plate and actually help his own cause by driving in a run or two or three, or, maybe driving in 4. It has happened where a pitcher has hit a grand slam. Carlos Zambrano comes to mind.
Yeah. Yep. Kershaw.
What Pandora's box did we open here, folks?
Yeah. Thank goodness the runner at second in extra innings isn't in the playoffs. That's just ugh.
Oh, that rule's a joke to begin with.
Yes.
You know when they came back from their strike, and you found out that the runner at second wasn't going to be there, and then all of a sudden they ratified it and said, "Oh, guess what? We're bringing back the runner on second, folks, in extra innings." Oh, give me a fucking break, baseball, Rob Manfred, you piece of shit.
That's right. It's just a piece of plastic. No, it really isn't, you piece of crap. It's not just a piece of plastic.
This is why Mike is taking that week off there, because he's got to put himself into the loony bin for a little bit to get over what's been happening to his team.
Whoopa, you might remember the commercial with Greg Maddux and Tom Glavine. It was a Nike commercial. Chicks dig the long ball. You know, where they show them going through this montage of, training to hit, and they're trying to hit the home runs. And Heather Locklear was in the commercial. I forget who else. But, all of a sudden at one point in the commercial, Heather Locklear goes, "Hey, Tom." And Greg Maddux goes, "Hey, Cam." You might remember that commercial.
Well, it's just like when you watch an old show and says, "Why are you acting like a woman?" It's a guy who says it to another guy, and you're like, they would never make this joke now.
No.
It'd be considered sexist. It's just like, I miss these jokes, man. You watch this stuff in old shows or old commercials, you're like, they're never going to say this. Yet they love playing that fucking owl, always stealing that human's popsicle, man. It's messed up.
Mr. Owl, how many licks
Mr. Owl is such a dick.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pops? Let's find out. 1, 2, 3. Then he bites it.
They love showing that ad, and nobody has a problem with that at all. Okay, fine, but they have a problem with this other stuff. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I love that.
Have you seen Mark? Have you seen Mark? Have you seen Mark?
Oh, man.
Thanks for correcting me on that. It was during the whole hype of McGuire and Sosa. And
right, of course. We saw how that played out, but yeah.
But folks, we are going to Rumble. But first, before we do that, Cash, are the Hooligans going to be doing a stream? Are you going to be doing a Ratchet and Clank or something?
Right now, I've been working on some recording stuff but yes, there should be some live streams coming up soon. So I'm following that list that I put up recently on Twix. That the next game will be Ratchet and Clank. So yeah.
Which side of Twix are you? You never answered that question.
I don't know. Aren't they both? Aren't they both? What is it, left or the right? I don't know. They both taste the same, don't they? I don't. If we're talking about, I guess both. Is this kind of like the George Costanza thing? Did you guys ever see that episode with the Twix? It has the cookie crunch.
No.
I'll show it to you. So funny. I don't know. They're both the same. I think we all amuse ourselves, but yeah.
Yeah, we do.
I just try to have fun doing live streams like Pop Talk.
No, I don't know. They both taste the same, so that's a hard one.
Anything else coming up on the Hooligans?
On the Hooligans?
Hooligans.
The Hooligans.
Hooligans.
Yes, we got Beverly Hills 414. The Hooligans, yes. No live streams, and hope those videos should be up soon. I'm still working on this stuff, so I'm hoping. I've said that at least for a few weeks, but it's just not sounding quite right yet. So I'm still working on it yet.
Well, hire someone else to do it then.
No, I want to do it myself, dude.
That's your problem.
That's my problem. No, that's not my problem.
You have Phil McCracken do it for you.
But yeah, this week there should be some strange. We're going to take a little break from Vermintide, it looks like. Vermintide 2, so that's okay. Take a few weeks off. We'll be back to that.
Those rats will live another day.
Yeah, that's right. Those rats will live another day. So there'll be some other stuff, yeah.
Nice. And as far as PACIFIC414 is concerned, tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern will be part 5 of The Messenger. How much more can I find? Can I find more of the music notes? Can I rescue Manfred? Can I rescue the Quillshroom Queen?
Oh.
Well, tune in tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern to find out. And then after that, taking a break until October 8th when PACIFIC414 Pop Talk returns to YouTube and Rumble at 1 p.m. Eastern. Well, we're going to welcome the Comic Relief Crusader.
All right.
So, until then, we are going to Rumble. So, come on, guys. Over on YouTube, follow us to Rumble. Come on. Link's already in the chat. Follow us. Come on.
Back.
Come on. Do it.
Do it. Come to Rumble. Come on. I'll give you the link again. Come on, do it. Do it now.
You get the link in there yet?
Come on, do it. There's the link. There's the chopper.
There it is.
Do it.
Get the link over there now.